What if I told you that beneath this green canopy lies evidence of cities older than Rome? They buried the evidence. We dig it up. For centuries, we believed the Amazon was pristine wilderness. But in 2024, laser technology revealed a truth that rewrites history. Sophisticated urban civilizations thrived here 2,500 years ago. This is the Artifacts Detective, and today we're investigating the lost metropolis that changes everything we thought we knew about the Amazon. Welcome to the Artifacts Detective, where we investigate history's greatest mysteries through archaeological evidence. I'm your host, and today we're examining a discovery so profound it's forcing textbooks to be rewritten. In January 2024, Dr. Stéphen Rostain from France's National Centre for Scientific Research published findings that stunned the archaeological world. Using cutting-edge laser technology, his team uncovered over 6,000 rectangular earthen platforms, 15 distinct ancient settlements, a sophisticated road network spanning 600 square kilometers, evidence of urban planning that rivals the Maya. But this isn't just about ancient ruins. This discovery proves that the Amazon rainforest, long considered hostile to civilization, was actually home to thriving metropolises when ancient Greece was in its infancy. Today, we'll examine the archaeological evidence, analyze the scientific data, investigate the implications, and reveal what this means for our understanding of human history and the future of the Amazon itself. But first, let me show you something that will make you question everything you thought you knew about untouched wilderness. For over 500 years, Western explorers and scientists believed the Amazon rainforest was a green hell, beautiful but hostile to human civilization. The conventional narrative claimed that the poor soils and challenging environment could only support small, scattered tribes living in primitive conditions. This view shaped everything: conservation policy, archaeological expectations, even how we interpret indigenous rights. The Amazon was nature's domain, barely touched by human hands. But in 2024, that entire worldview came crashing down. Dr. Stéphen Rostain had spent 30 years studying Amazonian archaeology. But when LiDAR data from Ecuador's Upano Valley finally finished processing, even he wasn't prepared for what emerged. It was a gift for an archaeologist, Rostain later said. Each day it was Christmas, with a new gift. The laser mapping revealed over 6,000 rectangular earthen platforms, some measuring 150 meters in length and rising 8 meters high. These weren't random mounds. They were organized into geometric patterns around central plazas, connected by engineered roads with drainage systems. Carbon dating confirmed these cities flourished from 500 BCE to approximately 600 CE. To put that in perspective, these Amazonian urbanites were building planned cities, while Rome was still a collection of hills along the Tiber, while ancient Greece was just emerging from its dark age, while the Maya were centuries away from their first cities. The Upano Valley civilization predates Teotihuacan, predates the Nazca lines, predates virtually every major pre-Columbian urban center we know. This raises critical questions that challenge our fundamental assumptions. How did ancient peoples build thriving cities in the hostile Amazon? What engineering and agricultural innovations made this possible? Why did these civilizations disappear? How many more cities lie hidden beneath the canopy? What does this mean for modern conservation efforts? To answer these questions, we need to examine not just what was found, but how it was found. Because the technology that revealed these cities is almost as remarkable as the cities themselves. So far, we've established that the Amazon harbored ancient cities predating many famous civilizations. But the real investigation begins now, as we examine the evidence that's been hiding in plain sight for 2,500 years. Let's start with the technology that made this discovery possible. LiDAR, light detection and ranging, uses rapid laser pulses to penetrate dense vegetation. Modern systems emit up to 900,000 laser pulses per second, while the thick rainforest canopy blocks 96% of these pulses. The sheer volume ensures enough reach the ground to create detailed topographic maps. Traditional archaeological surveys in the Amazon faced enormous challenges. Dense vegetation limiting visibility to meters, seasonal flooding altering landscapes, remote locations requiring weeks of travel. A single square kilometre could take months to survey. But LiDAR changes everything. At Maya sites, ground surveys took 20 years to map 9 square kilometres. LiDAR can map 200 square kilometres in just 6 days, with superior resolution. For the Upano Valley Survey, Ecuador's National Institute for Cultural Heritage funded comprehensive airborne mapping in 2015. The data collection took days, the analysis took years. Dr. Rostain's team spent countless hours analysing the emerging data, at first not believing what they were seeing. The scale was simply too vast, too organised for what anyone expected in the Amazon. Now, let's examine what the lasers revealed in detail. The Upano Valley settlements represent the oldest and largest example of Amazonian urbanism ever discovered. These platforms weren't simple mounds. Analysis reveals sophisticated drainage systems to handle Amazon rainfall, standardized construction techniques across sites, orientation suggesting astronomical alignment, central plazas for public gatherings and ceremonies. But the road system truly demonstrates their engineering prowess. Some roads stretch 20 kilometers, maintaining straightness that required advanced surveying. They feature widths up to 10 meters, engineered drainage ditches, raised surfaces above flood levels, curbs carved from earth. The largest sites, Kilamope and Sangay, rival Egypt's Giza Plateau in footprint. Population estimates range from 10,000 to 30,000 inhabitants at peak occupation, with some researchers suggesting up to 100,000 people in the greater region. According to Dr. Rostain's team, published in Science Journal, radiocarbon dating places initial construction around 500 BCE. The Kilamope and Upano cultures that built these cities preceded other known complex Amazonian societies by over 1,000 years. Material culture analysis reveals sophisticated ceramic traditions, standardized architectural styles, long-distance trade networks, agricultural intensification evidence. The cities were abandoned around 600 CE, likely due to volcanic activity from nearby Sangay volcano. Ash layers in the soil profile confirm massive eruptions during this period. However, the Huapula culture later reoccupied some sites, showing the locations retained cultural significance. Dr. Antoine Dorisson, co-author of the science paper, explains, "These weren't isolated communities struggling to survive. They were connected, prosperous cities engaged in trade, specialized production, and monumental construction. The evidence is mounting. These weren't primitive settlements, but planned cities with engineering rivaling any contemporary civilization." But there's one more piece that changes everything about how we view the Amazon itself. Perhaps the most remarkable discovery isn't the cities themselves, but how their inhabitants transformed the Amazon's notoriously poor soils into some of Earth's most fertile ground. Terra Preta, Portuguese for Black Earth, represents one of humanity's greatest agricultural innovations. By incorporating charcoal, organic matter, and careful nutrient cycling, indigenous peoples created super fertile soils that remain productive after centuries. Scientific analysis reveals Terra Preta covers approximately 154,000 square kilometers, 3.2% of the Amazon basin. That's an area larger than England, all enhanced by human activity. Modern soil scientists studying Terra Preta find carbon content 70 times higher than surrounding soils, self-renewing properties through microbial activity, nutrient retention, preventing leaching, increased crop yields even today. Dr. Morgan Schmidt from MIT explains, natural Amazon soils are nutrient-poor and quickly depleted. Terra Preta is the opposite, rich, balanced, and self-renewing. It's a biotechnology that surpasses anything modern agriculture has developed. These societies practiced what researchers now call garden urbanism, integrating urban spaces with productive forests. Rather than clear-cutting, they practiced forest domestication. Over 83 plant species were domesticated, including cacao, chocolate, Brazil nuts, acai palms, numerous medicinal plants. The evidence remains visible today. Brazil nut trees are 5 times more abundant near archaeological sites than natural distribution would predict. These forest gardens blur the line between nature and culture. The 2024 discoveries forced dramatic upward revision of pre-Columbian population estimates. Conservative calculations now suggest 6 to 8 million people inhabited the Amazon basin before European contact. Francisco de Orellana's 1541 expedition described continuous settlements along the Amazon River, with populations so dense that arrows from shore fell like rain. Within a century, introduced diseases eliminated 90 to 95% of indigenous peoples. The pristine wilderness, encountered by later explorers, was actually a post-apocalyptic landscape. Now we understand these weren't just cities, they were sustainable metropolises that enhanced rather than destroyed their environment. But what does this mean for our understanding of human civilization and the Amazon's future? The archaeological discoveries strongly validate indigenous oral histories that mainstream science long dismissed. Modern indigenous communities continue practices remarkably similar to those revealed through archaeology. Eduardo Neves of the University of São Paulo explains, the Amazon rainforest is not only a natural heritage, but also a biocultural heritage. The logic that has ruled the Amazon for thousands of years is the exact opposite of what is dominant today. This isn't just historical curiosity. Areas under indigenous management today contain 80% of the world's remaining biodiversity. The archaeological evidence provides scientific backing for indigenous land rights and traditional practices. Statistical modeling suggests 10,000 to 24,000 large archaeological sites remain undiscovered beneath the Amazon canopy. If confirmed, heritage-based conservation could protect millions of hectares. Brazilian researchers are lobbying to register sites as national monuments. This approach could complement biodiversity protection while recognizing the Amazon as a biocultural landscape. The resilience of ancient polyculture systems offers models for climate adaptation. These societies survived extreme droughts that toppled more specialized civilizations. Scientists are racing to understand and apply ancient Amazonian innovations. Terra Preta recreation for sustainable agriculture. Forest garden designs for agroforestry. Traditional water management for drought adaptation. But time is running out. Deforestation destroys archaeological sites before they can be studied. Traditional knowledge holders pass away without transmitting their wisdom. Let's review what we've discovered. The Amazon hosted sophisticated urban civilizations 2,500 years ago. These cities housed tens of thousands in sustainable prosperity. Indigenous peoples enhanced rather than degraded biodiversity. The pristine wilderness myth results from colonial-era population collapse. Traditional management practices offer solutions for modern challenges. This evidence suggests the world's most biodiverse ecosystem exists not despite human influence, but because of it. The Amazon is a garden, cultivated by skilled hands for millennia. As LiDAR technology continues revealing the Amazon's hidden past, each discovery reinforces a central truth. Sustainable civilization at scale is possible. Our ancestors achieved it for centuries. The challenge now is learning from these examples before modern destruction erases both the archaeological record and the living indigenous knowledge that continues these traditions. The artifacts don't lie. The evidence speaks for itself, and what it tells us is that the Amazon's greatest mystery wasn't its hostility to civilization. It was civilization itself, hidden beneath the canopy, waiting to teach us how to live sustainably on this earth. What do you think about this discovery? Does this evidence convince you that we need to completely reimagine the Amazon's history and future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to see more archaeological investigations like this, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Uncover more ancient mysteries, follow the Artifacts Detective, and join the investigation.